A lemon with no segments in it. Oh, dude, that means that's the one you got to eat whole. You know, that's the rule. That's also perfect for your lemonade or your sweet tea. The lemon with no segments, it just looks real nice and aesthetically pleasing. That's a fun one. That's a fun one to have. One of the finalists at the French Miniature Horse Championships was just a regular-sized horse. Hey, wait a minute, how's that allowed? How is that allowed? You cheated, ma'am. That is not a miniature horse. One of my pupils reacted to the dilating drops at the optometrist. Only one. Oh, now you got wonky eyes. My bag of crisps tells me how long I need to run for to burn off one portion's worth of calories. Oh, that's cool. I can't read that language, but oh, I don't need to. It's the picture, of course. You need to run for 13 minutes to burn one portion of that. Well, good thing I don't read the back. It doesn't matter. By the time I read the back of that, I would have consumed all of the servings, I feel like. Bear in mind that their portion of 30 grams is like a big handful of crisps. This is why they say that losing weight happens in the kitchen. People that turn to work out for losing weight are often surprised that it's not very effective. B&B bathroom was decorated with a photo of itself. Aw, that feels weirdly vain. This is like that SpongeBob episode where Mrs. Puff had a portrait of herself in her room, living room. Know what I mean? There's other art on the wall, so it's not like they didn't have anything to choose from. This is a conscious decision to put that in the bathroom. Is that like a frame of reference to remember how it was left? Did someone fuck up the bathroom so bad that you had to like take a picture to remember what it's supposed to look like? I don't understand what's going on here. Random black dot appeared on my hand 3 days ago. Well, you know how Reddit is. You're gonna show this to Reddit and they're gonna tell you have super cancer and you're going to die as of the reply. Nothing good ever comes from posting something like this to Reddit. Looks like a blood blister. You probably pricked your hand on something. Most likely, and I'm glad that someone gave them a tame, realistic answer. Because what I'm accustomed to is going on Reddit and then someone's like, this appeared on my arm like a week ago, and I mean, I just don't know what it's been. And then you look at the comments, and all of them are like, I'm not a doctor, but I think that's gonna kill you to death. The box my car mats came in was designed to be built into a car. That's cute. See, that's fun. That's functional. It's fun for the kids or for the dog. Look at him. He's having a good time. It's like he has his own vehicle too. No more walking for him. If he wants to go to the park, he can drive his damn self. Local grocer covers cereal boxes that have images of women for modesty purposes. I see. So, I promise you that the WNBA player was not immodest on the Reese's Puff box. I don't think we needed to hide it. I don't think that was necessary. Now, if that was my favorite WNBA athlete, how am I gonna know? You covered her up. I don't know who's on the box. Now she lost that commission. I don't know how that works. I doubt it's like they get commission for selling boxes like it's the Scouts or something. This condom brand lists sizes with animals and has a measuring scale that I assume needs to be cut out. Oh, wow. Okay, so what do we, fellas? Fellas, what are you? Are you the moose, the buffalo, the bear, the wolf, the fox, the raccoon, or the eagle? At least none of these sound demeaning, right? Like, this isn't like purse dog. Goldfish, minnow, you know? The only one here that I feel is relatively like, what the hell, man? It's like, am I buying the raccoon condom? What does that mean? So do we, what's the deal? Do we cut out the center? How are we measuring this? But I do think it's really funny that they have made condoms. Like, they could have put like chipmunk on here and really demoralized a guy with a tiny penis. The naming scheme on this is bizarre. My couscous arranged itself in a hexagonal pattern. Aww, I don't know if that's good. Well, normally this feels like it's gonna be like, hey, yeah, it's bad, by the way, you shouldn't eat that. That's just the pattern soft things collapse into for structure. Same reason honeycombs are hexes. The bees build them round. Excuse me? I didn't even think about that. I mean, that makes sense for structure if it's, okay. That no further research needed. That makes sense to me. That checks out. They collapse into hexagons to have structural integrity. Understood. My local church is a statue of an angel killing the coronavirus. Yes, because we prayed the pandemic away. That's how it worked. When lockdown happened, all of our religious champions, our pastors, our priests, they all got into their homes and they prayed over Zoom to vanquish the coronavirus, which was a construct of the devil, I'll have you know. The coronavirus was perpetuated by Satan to convince us to sin in the privacy of our own homes and go to hell. So thank goodness the angels came down and vanquished it. I cracked this egg and it was full of blood. Oh no, wait a second. If I'm understanding correctly, because I had to look it up, I think this is safe to eat, and it's usually caused by ruptured blood vessels in the yolk or something going on in the hen's oviduct when the egg is being formed. It's nothing to do with fertilization, but this is gross. Right? The first page of my British passport contains a request from the King. His Britannic Majesty, Secretary of State, requests and requires in the name of His Majesty all those whom it may concern to allow the bearer to pass freely without let or hindrance, and to afford the bearer such assistance and protection as may be necessary. Oh, you got that message straight from the King. Dude, the King must like you, dude. Oh, wow. It sucks because on the American passport, it's whoever owns this passport's allowed to travel freely in a large airplane, the biggest airplanes. I've seen them. I've been on them. I said, wow, that's big. To whatever country they want. And if you don't let us in, if you don't let them in, we're going to raise the tariffs. So it goes on like that for another 4 paragraphs. It's a big passport. My glasses arrived with a bug permanently stuck right on the logo. No, that's just how it's meant. Don't worry about it. That's actually what it's supposed to look like. It's like a new fashion thing. I understand if you wouldn't get it. I understand if you're not, fashion forward enough and sophisticated enough to fuck with the vision. But dude, you bought glasses, so you better start, all right? This gradient of tomatoes from my garden. Oh wow, it's from ripest to unripest. That's fun. It's showing you what the doneness of the tomato should look like and when to pluck. That's really cute. This half skeleton-tailed mouse I saved. Damn, will that grow back? I mean, that's crazy to look at, right? He's turning into a zombie right before your very eyes. You gotta cure him, dude. Get a weakness potion and a golden apple now. Looks like Apodemus sylvaticus, wood mouse. Their tails can desheathe very easily, and we're taught to avoid handling the tail when holding them to avoid this, as it easily becomes an open wound and become easily infected. It's a mechanism which helps avoid predation from birds and other predators who might grab the mouse by the tail, allowing the mouse to slip free and live another day. Oh, so kind of like how lizards can just drop their tail at will if they feel like they gotta. The skeletal part will usually fall off after a while, and they'll be left with a gnarly looking stumpy tail. Notably, musculus house mice do not have this safety feature, probably because they're in the house and they feel safe. But nope, Jerry, Tomcat's after you. My hotel sign on what to do when North Korea launches a ballistic missile. Holy shit, okay. That's a fucking long list of words right away. Chatteray's Gato Kingdom Sapporo J-Alert Ballistic Missile Information Initiatives. When we receive the information from J-Alert, Japanese early warnings system, that North Korea has fired the ballistic missile, we will make a public announcement warning our guests to stay away from the windows, but we will refrain from making an announcement from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. So in between those hours, I'd just be fucked. Is that what you're saying, hotel? If it's 9:01 and they launch a missile, I'm not gonna know unless, hey, what if I'm at the window looking at the beautiful, overlooking the beautiful city? All of a sudden, shrapnel in my eyeballs. You're liable because you didn't make the announcement. That's all I'm saying. In this Japanese hotel, the hand sanitizer bottles are dressed in kimonos. Oh, that's cute because it's like they're little employees now. They're wearing clothes to show that they are proper in that you can trust them. Because if you see a naked hand sanitizer bottle, you don't know where he's been. You don't know where that hand sanitizer bottle's been. Why is it naked? Clothed hand sanitizer bottles are proper. They're nice. I trust that one. These joints are packaged like average cigarettes. Hell yeah, son. Federally legal weed cigs. Ooh, that one ain't gonna cause cancer. No, sir. You don't see anything on the label. Dude, down a whole... This is one of those things where if you smoke the whole pack, it's not really a punishment. You're just gone for 24 hours. I let the bonsai tree grow unchecked, and I mean, it's going. It's been allowed to be set free. It's no longer shackled by the expectations of what bonsai trees usually are. You've shown this one a new way forward, and it thanks you by spreading its leaves. One lighter out of my new pack has a really long flame. God damn! So if I understand how lighters work, isn't there like a little thing under the plastic like cap of that lets you adjust the flame size? Because either that thing is set way too high or it's busted. But there should be something you could turn to adjust the gas flow and make the flame, not be so goddamn insane and intimidating. My new medication is shaped like a bone. I mean, yeah, dude, it's your dog treat, bro. Bark, bark. Now sit, stay. This is fun, a little bone-shaped treat for you, man. That's all it is. The microwave at work has a hole inside. Okay. So this is dangerous for a couple of reasons. One, this thing has been burnt by whatever's in it, probably because they have a metal tray in there. Yeah, sure. While we're at it, why don't we just put fucking aluminum foil on the hole, patch that right up, it'll be fine. But no, this is dumb. My middle finger turns extremely white when it's cold. Damn. Oh, that's a health issue. I'm sure, hopefully we get an explanation, but I don't even know what to say. Is it cooling down for later use? Looks like Raynaud's phenomenon. It can either be just a reaction to cold, but it could also mean an underlying autoimmune condition. If you haven't had it checked out before, you should tell your doctor about it. The hell is Raynaud's phenomenon? All right, so Raynaud's phenomenon is a condition where cold temperatures or stress cause blood vessels in your extremities, that's your fingers, your toes, your ears, your nose, to narrow, reducing the blood flow and leading to the color change like we see in that photo. Okay, so now we know something new. If your finger turns white in the cold, you got Raynaud's, and maybe you should see a doctor. I spotted this new and wrapped mystery car on its way to a photo shoot. Damn, this is a fun. Knowing Reddit, they probably figured out exactly what this car was being given away on. Okay, we're learning something new. So we don't know for sure that this is going to a photo shoot, but the car is wrapped like this to obscure the design. So this is probably some sort of like test mule for the manufacturer, who are gonna drive it around and iron out how the ride is before it fully goes to production. And someone actually shared that, if you live around where they lived, you see this happen often. Camouflaged with thick padding so you can't see the new design, to no camouflage at all because maybe they're testing minor driveline changes. They're guessing, they found out the car, by the way. It looks like a BMW 7 Series test car. So now we know what kind of car it is, and we know that they're gonna make sure that you park like an asshole, that the asshole parking feature is working properly. If that's not working, you gotta, restart the whole thing. My neighbors have a thermostat with power mounted to the public-facing side of their brick wall. You better hope you have good neighbors. You better hope your neighbors are polite and respectful. They're gonna be fucking with your heat all the time. I would, because I'm mean. If I see an open thermostat, I'm dropping that shit 5 degrees lower every 20 minutes just to fuck with them. Just really what the fuck's going on? Go outside and check the thermostat. It's all the way out at front. You'll find half a block down. Owl hit the side of my car and tumbled in. Oh, poor guy. He looks pissed that this happened. He looks embarrassed. He's like, hey, don't look at me. Just let me get out and recover. Update. The rehab guy came and took him. Thankfully, the owl didn't make a fuss, so no additional injuries, and he's on his way to be cared for. He is definitely concussed. Well, yeah, man, he just flew right into, he fucking hit your car and flew right in. Am I understand that right? He hit the side of your car, fell straight in, he's dazed and confused. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that he's going through it. I got 3 Pop-Tarts in one package. Oh, that's like getting the extra McNugget in your Happy Meal, right? You order a 10-piece, you got 11 nuggets. Oh, you're beaming. You're having a good day for the rest of the day. Go play the lottery. You're getting lucky today. We live in Phoenix. Our thermometer literally melted. Yeah, it should not exist, dude. It's a monument to man's arrogance. Peggy Hill had it right. She knew it all along. I feel like them having low humidity in Arizona is really what saves them with the heat, because their heat index gets fucking nuts, dude. But imagine Arizona heat with Florida humidity. I don't think I think that'd be a quarantined area, right? I feel like it's just it becomes a biohazard to live there. I don't know, man. It's just, I complained about the heat in California, and here, I can pull it up right now and tell you. It was a high of 92 degrees today in California. And when it was its most hot, in the middle of the day, I was pissed. Now in Arizona, it was 107 degrees. Extreme heat warning. You mean living in Phoenix? Every day. This restaurant cut their books in half to fit the shallow shelves. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It makes, we're not trying, the books aren't meant to be read. They are a decoration, okay? And if you're not having direct light on this, I'm sure it looks pretty convincing with the right mood lighting and, everyone's dining. Like, I'm sure it's fine that way. So why are we hating? Why are we pointing it out? Why are we ruining the facade? In Rwanda, stop signs are hexagonal. And yes, they are. And it feels a little weird looking at that. The GeoGuessr community is eating good with this one. Oh, I would imagine so, right? You've just been given a tip, but a particular country's stop signs, and now you hold that in your back pocket for the, GeoGuessr Grand Royale? I don't know what they do for fun. An unexploded World War I shell in Mills bomb I found in a farmer's field today. Holy shit! We have more context. So just for a little information, currently on vacation in the Somme, S-O-M-M-E. The area is littered with shrapnel and unexploded ordnance like this and is always brought up in fields during what's called the iron harvest, when farmers plow through their fields. It's more of a mild inconvenience to them. These can be hidden in plain sight among crops, in dirt, and fields overgrown with light shrubbery. Shells like this are relatively safe to move, providing you don't drop them, since some have percussion fuses and explode when they hit the ground. If found, they're moved to the side of the fields, reported to the authorities, and a special section of the French police deal with it. That's insane to me. That it's like, nothing, like there's like a day in the life. This snack food contains tiny crabs. Oh yeah, dude, it's extra protein. Not only does it contain, let's be clear. You say it contains tiny crabs, it is tiny crabs, bro. That is exactly what you're eating. It doesn't contain it, it is it. It's crispy crab. You saw that right on the label. I don't think this is mildly interesting, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think this fits the standard bearer of the subreddit. This is just what it is. What a tally mark for everyday alive looks like as a 20-year-old. Average lifespan to scale. Damn, what the fuck? And then we got the average lifespan, which is like 9 1/4 pages. And you can get a lot of tally marks done on those. There's a basketball court on the tarmac of the Indianapolis airport. Hell yeah, dude. That's like the basketball court on the, what right do I think of at Disney? The bobsleds with the Yeti? It's like that, dude. They have a basketball court up there to hang out and chill. Nothing wrong with shooting some hoops when you're on break. Sometimes my veins are sunken instead of raised. What? How does this happen? So I'm pretty sure that this guy has I think this is like a hydration thing. Like you have to drink more water, and that's not just water. That's electrolytes too. Like it's a whole hydration thing. But having shy veins has to suck. If you're what is it? What are they called? Phlebotomists, and you're dealing with shy veins like that, that's got to be rough. But with vein appearance, I was reading some of the big things about it are just like your hydration, your blood flow, things like that are really important for big veins. So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, you don't have any sort of deathly disease, just drink more water. I was taking apart an old dryer and found a bunch of perfectly spherical, lint balls inside. God damn. Oh, that thing should have been cleaned out ages ago, dude. These could be made into pretty solid fire starters though, right? Like, you could just throw these right into a fireplace because they're so easy to just light, I don't know, man. This to me is like one you gotta it's a sign that dryer had to be cleaned out ages ago, This is how my water froze. I could even drink through it like a straw. Hey, we've talked about this before where it's like an ice spike. We've talked about this. We know what this is. Hell yeah, all right. I'm glad they gave you a natural straw too. That's really respectful of the ice spike. The way these concrete balls lined up to look like wheels. Well, who's to say they're not? Who's to say that they're not gonna take off, right? Who's to say that those aren't wheels and they're, what if they're just styling and profiling, huh? With their concrete wheels, bro. And now you look like the hater. for assuming they don't have money like that. They don't got that kind of motion. Don't you feel silly? Only the pure white squares of my plaid cotton shirt are wearing away. That is strangely specific. Why? So I'm reading that the white threads are bleached and that the bleach weakens the fiber. So the white squares are where the white threads cross with none of the dyed threads to strengthen that patch. Either that, or it could be alternatively that the colored threads have a higher percentage of something other than cotton. But that's what's going on here. It's that it's not like a asshole who's cutting things out of your shirt. It is just the pure white ones are bleached, and it made the fabric hella weak, and it dissolves away. The writing on Jesse and Woody's feet is different to show how different Andy's handwriting is as he got older. Dude, I was never a Toy Story kid, but that's cute. You can see, oh man. That's adorable, man. You got Andy written all fucked up. He's got a backwards end. He writes like he's Fred Figglehorn, dude. Showing his youth. His reckless youth where he's just having fun. And then as he got older, he learned how to write ends appropriately, and it's a little straighter. Toy Story was just never a series that resonated with me. It was never one that I watched a lot of, but this is cute. This is real adorable. I'm sure there's other movie details like this that I just end up missing and don't know about. I was actually reading up on these because I wanted to see if newer toys have that, and I do know that Andy doesn't have the toys anymore. Spoiler alert, he grew up. But the versions that are currently being sold at Disney have the name Bonnie on the boot, who I would presume is the new owner of the toys, which is really cute. But what I am going to critique about Andy here is, son, you've grown up. That's beautiful, but I'm going to critique you just a little. I'm going to give you a little bit of shit. What the hell happened with your Y? You got so good at the A. The N is such a perfect change. The D is great. What the hell happened with Y? You give up, you get a little nervous. You finally get close to spelling your name and it looking all good, and you fumble. You fumble at the finish line. And I was reading as well that the original versions of these toys didn't have the name written on the boot because it was intended to be your Jesse and Woody. The same thing with the Buzz Lightyear, which I think is adorable. That is actually precious to me. Like if you're a kid watching Toy Story and you're like, you get your own Woody, I think that's cute. I'm a big fan of that. My new Acer laptop has a backwards E and R. This fits the definition. This is just mildly interesting. This is that's a, there's no other flavor there. It fit the subreddit perfectly. Alcohol-free vodka, whiskey, and gin in Saudi Arabia. Wait, what? Sorry, why would I want an alcohol-free version of that where it's all of the not good taste? All of the yuck, none of the yum. I just don't get it, and that's fine. It's not for me. My Amazon driver didn't feel like unloading my packages and just left the entire tote bag. Well, hey, free tote bag. That's nice, right? Property of Amazon Logistics, not for resale. I mean, they gave it to me, so it's gonna be unauthorized use. I'm sorry. My antipsychotic next to my pillow. Okay, but what came first? Because if I'm a betting man, that antipsychotic came first, and then you saw the pillow and went, yeah, I gotta buy it. Like, you said this one's coming home with me. This is fun. And I can appreciate that. That's some whimsy. A baguette I ordered was wrapped in someone's exam. Excuse me? Oh my God, it was. Yeah, no, there's the exam. Who? This seems like a nightmare. It looks like it was already graded. I see the red pen. So if we're lucky, you can, eat your baguette and then also see what grade someone got on their exam. If you're nosy, which I am. My frozen bird bath this morning inexplicably has this shape rising out. How's the ice doing that? Okay, so I looked it up real quick because I was curious, and this is basically just an ice spike. This isn't like an inexplicable thing. You can do this at home. Like you can make the like an ice spike. It's not hard. Look up an experiment to do it. It's fun. EV car battery removed from the vehicle. Oh, holy. I don't think this should necessarily surprise me that the battery is this large. It's surprising because it looks like several batteries instead of one big battery. You know what I mean? Oh, no, that's cool. It's cool to see all of it working as one big piece. My cat's hairball remedy dosage chart goes up to 75 pounds. All right, what do we got? We got the, oh Lord, he coming. I don't think I've ever seen a cat over 30 pounds, let alone 45 to 75. Wasn't there a cat named Crumbs? He was like the world's fattest kitty. I remember seeing a big ass cat. He was like, what was he? Like 38 pounds? He wasn't even 75. He was like 40 pounds. And the poor guy, oh man, I feel bad because I'm laughing because I'm thinking about how chunky he was, but it is a sad story. Poor guy was on a diet of like biscuits and soup. And that was all that weight gain. But he looked real silly. Chucky got arrested at my local Chuck E. Cheese. Oh. Oh, what's the story on this? I have to know more. Okay, so I had to travel to the official Chuck E. Cheese subreddit for this one, okay? And I'm watching the clip of this guy being arrested. They do take the head off of him, but I believe the rest of the costume stays on. I got the details, okay? He was arrested for theft of credit card. And look, I'm gonna be honest, if you think that's bad, that is just one drop in the hat of the nightmare that has been July 2025 for Chuck E. Cheese. I don't know. I feel like we're gonna see Chuck E. Cheese go out of business. I don't know. It's looking grim for them. The water we use to clean wild mushrooms turned cyan. What? I had to look it up because I'm not a mushroom guy. I'm pretty sure there was an EmKay video where I lost my mind learning that fungus was its own separate, kingdom of species. But a lectinum, I've never heard, I've never heard of in my life. A lectinum, they have that slight blue, and they're edible. They're fine, but they're not to be confused with psilocybin because I guess that also is blue is also the psychoactive color. Made a fossil for my friend's 5-year-old to discover. Oh, that's awesome. Dude, that's very fun. And you know they're gonna go crazy for it too. They're gonna be like, oh my God! They're gonna lose their mind. You should cover it up with dirt or something. Let them excavate it. Found a field mouse stuck in my irrigation sprinkler this morning. Oh. Oh no! Is he okay? Is he okay? Oh my God, look at him. He's like, oh no. My ganglion cyst grew a ganglion cyst. Gross. Oh, there's 2 of them. The hell's a ganglion cyst? Oh, these are the ones I see people on like Instagram like slam against a book to burst. These are the fluid-filled ones, yeah? These seem like they gotta get popped by a doctor. I don't think you should be, knocking out your ganglion cysts just by slamming them into objects. Some of my gray hairs started turning black again. That's fun, but do you think this is like a stress thing? Because I know your hair can turn gray. There's a bunch of little gray hairs in my head because I'm just constantly stressing out about something. I feel like I'm gonna say that. And so you're like the guy who laughs in every video is stressed out all the time. Dude, every day. Every day. U-Haul storage units at this St. Louis location are old, St. Louis, whatever, are old truck bodies removed from their chassis. Oh, that sounds fucking awesome. And I was right, it is awesome. This is cool. That's a fun way to reuse things too. The hole near my eye can be used to hold a toothpick. Gross. Yeah, and I was right. That's fucking yucky. I used an infinity mirror to cosplay a Stargate, and it looks like my head is gone entirely. Yeah, it looks like your head is missing, man. Probably because there's an infinity mirror in front of it, I would assume. I think that's why, right? But that's fun. You got a little portal on your head now. Who knows where you ended up? Layers of paint from a stage floor at my theater that is being replaced after 57 years. Holy moly. You can see that original floor underneath. Wow. There's so much story and so much that's gone on in the last 57 years of all that paint. If that paint could talk, it'd be a really loud conversation, I bet. Because some of that's gotta be like lead, right? Leaf print in a white line. Oh, someone didn't do their job all the way. See, I can't even get mad at this because that just to me is like a little entertaining thing just for me, you know? Like if I see that on the street, I'm like, ah, you didn't do your job. Ah. This vape liquid can kill you if you get it on your skin, apparently. Danger, toxic if swallowed, fatal in contact with skin. May cause an allergic skin reaction. Harmful if inhaled, harmful to aquatic life with long-lasting effects. Keep out of reach of children. Do not get in eyes, skin, or on clothing. Use only outdoors in a well-ventilated area. Wear protective gloves. What the hell is it, man? What are you? He's smoking straight napalm. My local cinema has a board that tells you which movies have a mid or end credit scene. Oh, that's fun. So yeah, How to Train Your Dragon has an end credit scene. I didn't know that. I didn't stay to the end. So like that tells you where to stay. I think that's really cute. And you know what else I love about this theater? Because I don't see many theaters that do this anymore where I live. I love the wall, like you pay for the candy, get it in the little bag. That's cute too. 40-year-old styrofoam McDonald's wrapper washed up on the shore. Wow. And yeah, what is that? I can't even tell. Yeah, quarter pounder. Okay, I can see where that then is the McDonald's wrapper. And when they used to do the styrofoam clamshell, man. What a time. What a capsule you've discovered. My mom has gotten me the same birthday card for 3 years in a row. She's found her favorite. A little guide to life for a lovely daughter on her birthday. Be good to yourself. There are some things everyone deserves. Love, respect, time to recharge. Never settle for less. Seek out your dreams. Start small. Take it as it comes. Even a butterfly has to inch along before getting its wings. That's cute. You could see, though, that third-year card got a little smaller. He had to downsize. But come on, man. What happened that third year? That's what I'd like to know. My nail grows out in a different color. That I don't think that looks right. All right, so it turns out this person gave us some context. My nail grows out in a different color. Got it stuck between a heavy metal door when I was 6, and ever since it's been growing out that color. This just looks like damage to the nail matrix, you know? I would assume that it's, you know, benign. It's not dangerous, but it looks like a nail polish. This doesn't look natural. The oil to service my clock is $6,000 per liter. Yeah, it's fine. That makes sense. 5 milliliters is $30. That checks out. I mean, honestly, I didn't want to get a whole liter anyway. I didn't need it. Just this $30 for clock oil, perfect. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted, actually. One of my contact lenses expanded overnight for no reason. Damn. Now it was always like that. You just got one big ass eye. Oh no, dude. It soaked up too much water.